Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakkuranimiletam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dalati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanacha Sirupam Sagrajatam Savana Siravaнаtham Vikantam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Savana Raitam Sri Visakam Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesya Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaprite Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vundavane Sri Vishavanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvascha Kurpa Sindhuvaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavya Namo Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaniti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesa Sunyavadi Pasata Desatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Bunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna to everyone. Today is very, very auspicious August disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, the glorious spiritual master, the empowered Acharya of this modern age. So today is quite a awkward to say that it's an auspicious disappearance day. It's actually not awkward because in absolute platform, the appearance and disappearance is the same. It's all auspicious. It's all beautiful. Just like a sunrise and sunset. Both are beautiful. In material platform, it may be a day of condolence, day of sad days, sad days. But in spiritual platform, it is not that. Because even the ordinary soul, they do not die actually. Nahanyate hanyamane sarira, Krishna said. What to speak about the exalted personality like Srila Prabhupada? They are representative of the Lord. Their Janma Karma is like Krishna's Janma Karma, Divyam transcendental. They do not come to this material world on account of their karma. Namam karmani limpanti. Same is applicable for the pure devotees, the representative, bona fide representative of the Lord. They do not come on account of their karma. They were representative of the Lord. They come on behalf of the Lord to preach the glories of the Lord, to preach Krishna consciousness. And our glorious Master Srila Prabhupada is one of the exalted personality, exalted devotee of the Lord, who came to this material world to spread the Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So the spiritual masters, Prabhupada disappearance day is very, very important. Krishna's appearance, disappearance day, both are known in the scriptures. Just like Krishna came Janmashtami day. The demigods knew that. Well, while Krishna was in of Devaki, they were glorifying. In 10th chapter, you can see that 10 canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 2, the demigods are glorified. But in case of Acharya, at the time of disappearance, actually they appear. Their glories appears at the time of disappearance. We realize, we understand their glories. Their glories are manifested. Their glories are being recognized. Therefore, disappearance day is more glorious even than appearance day, comparatively. So today is such a day that Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, the founder Acharya for a Krishna movement, disappearance day. Actually, there is nothing called disappearance and date. There are two different things. Exalted soul, there is no question of date. As today my topic says that Prabhupada said that I will never die. I will live with live in the book actually, forever in the book. That means I will live with my divine instruction. So spiritual master is not just the body, it's a principle, it's a truth. And truth principle cannot be died like. It's spiritual. The very word spiritual is itself justifies that their disappearance. But he still lives forever. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur say, he reasons heals who says Vaishnava dies. Thou art of death, thou art of living. Thou art of living sound. And when they die, to live with to spread, they live to spread the Krishna consciousness, holy name of the Lord. Therefore, Shastra says that spiritual master is not like ordinary soul who comes into the world in accordance with their karma, according to the karma, and also dies and take an again birth. No, there's a difference. Spiritual master comes from the spiritual world. Therefore, there's a beautiful verses in this regard. It is stated here that it is shastrically proved that how this exalted soul comes. It is stated that they are not ordinary souls. Here it is stated by Prahlad Maharaj that Dasya Sakshat Bhagavati Jnana Deepa Prada Guru Matya Sarthi Sutam Tasya Sarvam Kunjara Sochavad. So this is a beautiful verse. Spiritual master should be considered to be directly the Supreme Lord because he gives transcendental knowledge for enlightenment. Consequently, for one who maintains the material conception that spiritual master is an ordinary human being, everything is frustrated. His enlightenment, his Vedic studies, knowledge are like a bathing of an elephant. It's a beautiful verses to know that what is called Guru Tattva, what is called a bona fide spiritual master. He is not an ordinary human being. No, he comes from the spiritual world for our welfare, to give us knowledge. He is not ordinary human being, he comes and dies. No, he is a representative. If somebody has that conception that, oh, he's like ordinary soul, he's also dead, he's also died. No, that is a wrong conception. It's like a bathing of an elephant. Elephant is bathing. After bathing, he again put the dirt. Similarly, all your enlightenment, all your knowledge will be frustrated, will be spoiled, will be useless if you have a misconception that my spiritual master died. No, they never die. It's a principle. It's a truth. They come to bring us from the darkness to truth. Guru means dispeller of the darkness. Ru Sabda. It comes Gurus. Dispeller of the darkness. Those who dispel the darkness. We all are in darkness in this material world. Tamasami, Jyotirgama. Tamasa, this material world is darkness. Without sunlight, without electricity, we cannot survive. Therefore, Shastra says, Tamasima Jyotirgama, Mutyama Amritagama. To come to the light, we need the mercy of the Guru. We need the hand of Guru. We need the association of spiritual man. So therefore, they are very exalted. They are very exalted. I mean, Krishna says in this beautiful verses that the spiritual master is not all. People have no idea that how important the spiritual master is. How important. After these verses, I will more explain. Acharya mam vijaniya na avamanyata karchit na martyu buddha shvete sarva deva maya guru. So Sri Krishna himself say, one should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespecting him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary format, for he is the representative of all demigods. That is statement from the Krishna to Uddhava. It's a very, very important and big statement. Acharyas. Why they were exalted? Because we have been rotting and rotating in this material world, obnoxious material world. since time immemorial. From 8.44 million species of life, we have been rotating. Billions of years. From marine life to human life. To get a human form of body is very, very, rare. And during this process of rotation, we have to suffer an obnoxious misery, excruciating pain of material existence, excruciating pain, birth, death, disease, old age, all this principal misery of this material existence. Apart from this, so many other adhyatmic, adidaivic, adibhautik, by mind, by others, by our body, in so many ways, by calamities. We have so many problems. We are tossed with so many problems. Sansara dava nanali the logo. This world is like a blazing fire, scorching. Everybody is a problem. At the dispense of material nature, nobody can have a rest and relax and chillax. Nobody can have a fun and frolic. Because the very intrinsic nature of this material nature is padam yad bipadam. Every step is a dangerous. Everybody is moving every day. Ayur arati bai punsa mudyam astanchanyasur. Every day we are moving towards death. We are nearing to the death, although we are oblivion to the fact. To get out from this obnoxious misery, we need transcendental knowledge. We need enlightenment. We need wisdom. How to break the queue. We all are in a queue, moving towards death. Every day sunrise, we are reducing 1 day of our life. And in that queue also, we have so many struggle for existence. Everybody struggling. Because this material world is dukkhalayam asasyatam, is a place of misery. Place of misery. Despite our tenacious determination to stay in this material world, the death will come, disease will come, old age will come. They will give us, birth will come, they will give us problem, umpteen number of problems, countless misery. It's a countless miseries. It's stated in this so many verses that how this material world is very, very miserable. Very, very miserable world. This beautiful purport is there. This how it is. This material world is countless of miseries. No? It is stated in this beautiful purport of these verses that this world is full of miseries. It's a beautiful verses. Sansarasmin mahagore janma muttu samakule pujanam vasudevasya tarakam vibhadhivi badhivi smritam. In the material world, which is full of darkness and dangers, combined with birth, death, and full of different anxiety, the only way to get out of the great entanglement is to accept the loving transcendental devotional service, Lord Vasudeva. This is accepted by all class of philosophers. It is full of danger, full of death. Every moment people are dying. Ahani bhutani gachanti jamale. Every moment people are dying. You can see the newspaper. Every moment, how much dangerous place. It's a transient, temporary, and miserable place. Only way it is said that we have to execute devotional service. To know that how to get out, the process of getting out, our process of surrendering to the Lord, process of extricating ourselves from this material existence, we need transcendental knowledge, and that transcendental knowledge given by Guru. Jnanatimirandasya jnananjana salakaya Chakhurunumile Kanjena Tasme Sri Gurave Nama. We are ajnana, we are full of darkness. We do not know. We need torch of knowledge. Torchlight of knowledge. That is given by the spiritual master. Spiritual master is the giver of knowledge. Therefore, the position of the spiritual master is even higher. Krishna has put the higher pedestal than himself. Krishna say one of the verses that Madhavakta Pujyadika. There's a beautiful verses in there, I think 11:21:9. No, 11. There's a beautiful verses where it is say that Krishna says that Madhavakta Pujyadika. That my devotee is more than me. Madhavakta Pujyadika. See, it is my worship of me is worship of my devotee is greater than. Even Lord Shiva says, Vishnu Aradhanam Sarvesam Aradhanam Sarvesam Vishnur Aradhanam Param Tadya Parataram Devi Tadya Samarchanam is more greater the worship of his devotee. So Krishna says Madhavakta Pujyadika is better and better worshipping my devotee. Is greater. Why? Because the devotees or acharya, the pure devotee represent, they are very merciful. They are very, very merciful. They come to the world on behalf of Krishna to deliver the conditioned soul. Krishna, his main business to come here, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhithanam adharmasya tadatmanam sudama. Whole idea of Krishna to personally descends to deliver the conditioned soul from this nations, from this material existence, from this miserable world. So, and the representative, they come on behalf of Krishna. They are even more merciful than Krishna. Krishna has a condition. Sarva dharman parityaga mam ekam saranam brada. But this soul, great soul like Srila Prabhupada and Acharya, they have no condition. Papi tapi jata thila hari name uddhari. Hina dina jate thila hari name uddhari. They come and they deliver everyone without any distinction, without any condition, without any discrimination. Just like Prabhupada. He went to where? He went to the headquarters of Maya, America. New York is the headquarters of Maya. He went to that place. Although they were not qualified to receive, because it's causeless mercy of the pure devotee. At the age of 69, where most of the old men, they love to be attached with home and playing with the grandkids. At that time, Prabhupada, who was in Vrindavan, was very, very comfortable position. He was preaching and compiling this, translating this Srimad Bhagavatam in English language. There was no need, but he took that risk because my Guru Maharaj ordered me that I should go and preach to the English-speaking people. He took that as a life and soul. And he went at the age of 69 in a freighter, in a cargo ship, undergoing trials, tribulation, trouble, heart attack, and came to America, the headquarters of Maya. And he was practically penniless, 40 rupees. He do not know, very intellectually, culturally, everything foreign country. But he took it. Why? Because of compassion. Vaishnava or compassion, para dukkha. Therefore, these exalted personalities, Acharya, they were all. Their spiritual heritage. This is our spiritual heritage, spiritual legacy. This will make us to recommit the principles they emphasize. Their sacrifice, their devotion, their exemplary conduct that will reinforce and recommit their principle for us to take it very seriously. Therefore, they were very exalted. Because we cannot extricate ourselves from this material condition. We are bound by material existence. Since time immemorial, we do not know so many births. And Krishna says, you cannot do yourself. We need a guru. Sometimes they say that why we need a guru? Krishna says, we need. It is a mandatory. It's not an option. I may take guru, I may not take guru, I may go directly Krishna. No. Krishna rejected all this kind of option thing. There's no option. This is mandatory. Here, Krishna says very nicely in the 11th canto, again Krishna is speaking. See, because a person who has been covered by ignorance is time immemorial is not capable of effecting his own self-realization. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth, can impart this knowledge. Very, very important verses. Because we have been ignorance is time immemorial. We do not know what is real interest. We do not know our real interest. We do not know how to extricate ourselves. Therefore, there must be some person who is self-realized, who is in factual knowledge of absolute. So factual knowledge of absolute means Srotyam. He is already very Brahmanistam, Srotyam Brahmanistam. Jnaninam Tattvadarshina, those are Tattvadarshi. They can impart this knowledge to him, not ordinary. A bona fide spiritual master who is well versed in Shastra and who is also Brahmanistam, is 100% surrendered to Krishna. They can impart. Not that any ordinary spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, bona fide, the word is called bona fide, pure devotee. So this is the thing we do not know, we cannot. We cannot help ourselves to get out from this entanglement. We have no idea. Viswambhar is telling that we do not know even what is the solution for our problem. We do not know even our problem. Just like a patient, we do not know I have disease. How can he be treated? He cannot approach. So therefore it is such as Viswambhar is very nicely saying, due to ignorance, a materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest. The auspicious path in life is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desire. And all his plans are made for this purpose, for a temporary sense gratification. Such a person creates a society of envy due to this mentality. He plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about it. We do not know that we are disease condition. How to approach a physician? But a doctor knows the patient. Therefore, they are exalted. The spiritual master knows the conditioned soul. Is so much ignorance, so much rotting, so much fallen. Out of compassion, they come. Therefore, they are exalted. They are exalted. And this is only process to get out, no other process. Without spiritual master, you want to bypass spiritual master, is a myth. Spiritual life without spiritual master is a myth without merit. We cannot bypass spiritual master. Therefore, Krishna says that tad vijnana ratham evam abhigachet. You must approach a spiritual master. That's a must, compulsory. Krishna also says in Adi Purana, those who claims to be my devotee is not my devotee. Madhvakta nam jo me bhaktam swami juktata mamata. Devotee of my devotee is my actual devotee. Therefore, we cannot approach Krishna directly. We have to approach through acharyas, bona fide acharya. Therefore, the parampara system is there. Because this knowledge, Krishna is speaking about knowledge, that imparting knowledge. That knowledge is descending from the Krishna through the acharya, chain of disciplic successor. It is not this directly we can go and get it from Krishna. No, we cannot get it directly. We have to get this or receive this transcendental knowledge through the parampara. Evam parampara patham imam radhirushabidum. Krishna says chapter 42. How to receive that transcendental knowledge, this wisdom, the knowledge of get out from this material entanglement through the chain of disciplic success, through the acharya. Acharya Parampara, Acharya Upasana. Krishna says Bhagavad Gita, though Acharya Upasana. Therefore, spiritual masters are very exalted. And about spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada, his contribution is unparalleled. Just like last time I was giving Dasa Puja, my title was He Came, He Saw, He Conquered. Like Julius Caesar. He came, he saw, and he conquered. But that was a political conquest. But here, you can adapt that particular line, quotes, unquotes. I came, I saw, I conquered. In case of Prabhupada, but in context of spiritual compassion, not political conquest. Prabhupada never came for political conquest. He came for spiritual compassion for the conditioned soul rotting in this material world. So he came from the spiritual world, as a representative of the Lord, bona fide representative of the Lord. Then he saw that conditioned soul are rotting, rotating, suffering, untold suffering, full of death, dangers, pangs and pain. Then he conquered. How he conquered? He gave the solution. He gave the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He gave this knowledge. He gave this transcendental knowledge, distributed transcendental knowledge. In this way, he conquered the Maya, which is acting upon them. He cleared our path back to Godhead. Therefore, Prabhupada is a glorious spiritual master. The Acharyas are very glorious. Very glorious. It is stated here. Very beautiful verses it is stated in this verse. See, Janasya Krishnad Vimukasya Daibad Adharmasilasya Sudukchikasya Anugrahaya Charanti Ninnam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. Beautiful verses. Oh my Lord, great philanthropic souls travel on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen soul who are opposed to the sense of subordination to the Lord. This is very, very much applicable to Prabhupada. Great philanthropic soul travel on the earth on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead to show the compassion for the fallen soul who are averse. We are averse now. Janasya Vimukasya. We are averse to sense of subordination to Krishna. Our dharma, our natural characteristic or intrinsic characteristic is that we have to surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharma parityaga. But we are now against Krishna. We defy. We are now away from Krishna. As a result, we are suffering in this material world, just like a criminal. When he defies the law of land, he is now suffering in the jail. This material world like a jail. We have turned away from the Lord. We have defied the law of God. Dharma means law of God. If somebody obeying the law of God, he is a devotee. He is not obeying, he is a demon. We have turned away from the Lord. As a result, we are suffering. So, therefore, this philanthropic soul travel because we have no power, we have no strength ourselves to understand this fact, understand this truth, understand this principle. Therefore, spiritual master is the principle, is the truth. That he comes, he travel. Just like Prabhupada traveled to America, and not only America, so many countries, 14 times in the world. What for? To save the conditioned soul. By inducing and injecting and instilling Krishna consciousness. That we want to be happy, we have to surrender to Krishna. We have to come to our constitutional position as servant of Krishna. Krishnera Nitya Dasa. Jivara Sarupoy Krishnera Nitya Dasa. Unless we are competing with Lord, we cannot be happy. Just like when we are challenging the authority of the government, we cannot be happy. We will be in danger. We will be in always under the law, criminal law. Similarly, when you challenge the authority and do not surrender, that means we have our constitutionally we are meant to be served the law. Just like a part and parcel, a body's part limbs are meant to serve the body. If not serving body, he is in a disease condition. And to impart this knowledge, the philanthropic soul comes down and travel. And Srila Prabhupada, you could see in Bhagavatam, there's so many personalities, like Srila Vasudev. Prabhupada is like a modern age Vasudev. To deliver the soul, he is compiled, very compassionately compiled, so many books, because without knowledge we cannot. So Prabhupada, therefore Prabhupada said that I will never die. I will live forever in my books. Why? Because spiritual master is a principle. He will live with his divine instruction. He never dies. He lives with divine instruction. Bani, through sound. Therefore, he is like a Vasudev of modern age. And like Narada Muni, just Narada Muni, such exalted soul, exalted spiritual master. He traveled all over the world to make devotees, from Valmiki, Prahlad, Durba, Pracheta, so many devotees. Similarly, Prabhupada traveled, although it is very painstaking for an old man of 70 years. He traveled 14 times throughout the world to preach this Krishna consciousness, to enlighten all, to spread this world, Krishna consciousness. Therefore, there's another verses where it is said that is spoken by Vasudev to Gargamuni. The beautiful verses. So this is verses is very much applicable to Prabhupada. Mahatpichalam ninnam grehinam dinachetasam nihishreyasya bhagavan kalpate nanyatha kapchit. Very beautiful verse. Oh my Lord, oh great devotee, person like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but for the sake of poor-hearted grihastha householder. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another place. They have no interest to go from one place to another place. But they go what for? For the sake of like us. We are so much attached. Our house, wife, children, country, community, aham mameti, Gurakshetra sutapta bitir aham. We are so much attached. We have so many mundane attachment that is binding us. We are not supposed to be attached. First of all, we are attached to the subtle body and gross body. A soul is having a baggage. Therefore, we are suffering. And from that subtle and gross body, we are creating so many relationships. My wife, my children, my this, my that. Bodily conception. To free the soul from the baggages of subtle and gross body and all the paraphernalia of subtle and gross body, the philanthropic soul moved from one place to another place. Prabhupada was moving. Prabhupada one time told, I was cursed, like Narada Muni was cursed by Daksha, that he cannot stay one place, always travel from one place to another. Prabhupada say also, I was cursed by the father of my disciple, that I should always travel, cannot stay one place. And Prabhupada was doing like this. Maximum 7 days, 1 week he will stay. Then he go other place and preach. Like this 14 times he will move around the world. Just like this, the beautiful verse is applicable. And like Prahlad Maharaj, despite all the odds and opposition from his father, he was preaching to his colleagues, to his co-friends. Similarly, Prabhupada, despite all the odds and oppositions, he was preaching. He was preaching very vigorously. From day to night, day by day, day by day. Every moment he is preaching. either to disciple to others. It's like a Prahlad Maharaj in preaching, like a Sukadev Goswami also, continuation of preaching. That is another, another contribution of Srila Prabhupada. And not only that, like Ambrish Maharaj, he came with 40 rupees. He made a center of 108 center, 40 billions rupees. He turned this into 40 billion. But he was never valued, never used for anything, particularly for the service of the Krishna, for preaching purpose, spreading Krishna consciousness. He told that 50% of the price will go to the book distribution, printing, and 50% for other things, other like preaching, other building the temples and all. Only for the service of Krishna. Ambrish Maharaj, Savai Mana Krishna Padara. That is the way. And like Durba Maharaj's quality is the determined. He's a 5 years old, determined to see Vishnu. So he went and did the tapasya. Prabhupada was so determined, like Durba Maharaj. No, I will go to America, I will preach, my Guru Maharaj said. Despite all the odds and opposition, going with a freighter, cargo ship, Hachatar, so many health issues, without practically penniless, do not know whether to turn left or right. Still, he was determined, I will preach. And 1 year he was struggling in America. Every time he goes there to ship company to find out when the next ship will go. He was so much, so much problems. He do not know even whether he can pay the rent of next month. He has no other resources, only to a source of income, only to sell his books. After struggling 1 year, slowly, he was he was conducting classes, himself worshipping, conducting classes, cooking for 200 people during Sunday feast. And every day, at least 25 to 30. And sometimes he was even cleaning the plates. That is such exalted personality. See, how much compassion, Prabhupada. Ocean of compassion. Ocean of compassion. For the conditioned soul like us, who are so much into sense gratification. Have no, sense of subordination, sense of, understanding. How great Prabhupada, how much sacrifice he did. How much sacrifice. At the deathbed also, when 1977, when he was so sick and about to leave this world in November, and he was preaching, just like Viswambhar, when he was lying on the bed of arrow, he was preaching to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Similarly, Prabhupada, when he was at deathbed, he was preaching how to be Krishna consciousness at the time of death. It is, I have no word to express the gratitude. When you know that your spiritual master, if a child knows that his mother has sold the jewelry for his education, then how much a child will be gratitude for his mother? Similarly, when we know that Prabhupada has sacrificed so many things, sleepless night for writing the books, traveling at this freaking hell, traveling the world, preaching continuously, so much determined, and at the time of death also teaching us with the example that how to die in Krishna consciousness. Such a spiritual master is extremely, incredibly glorious. If we know that Prabhupada has done so much sacrifice, our reluctance, our complacency should turn to change to gratitude. And that will reinforce us, recommit ourselves. The principle he emphasized, that how to be sincere in Krishna consciousness, how to always follow the instruction, regulative principle, chanting 16 rounds, reading his books, hearing his classes, always engage in Krishna consciousness 24/7. And finish this business, Krishna consciousness business, in this life, Procrastination is a thief of time, he always said. And utility is the principle. He told, I learned from my Guru Maharaj. Utility is the principle. Because everything can be utilized for Krishna. Krishna Sambandhi. That is Yukta Vairagya Muchyate. Everything can be utilized for Krishna Sambandhi. Everything. He is using plane. He told, I can stay in the under a tree like Rupa Goswami. But nobody will come. So he utilized everything, car, plane, big buildings. So much money has been spent only for the purpose of spreading Krishna consciousness. Utility is the principle. And books are the basis. Books, he was so much emphasizing. Sleepless night, he was compiling very compassionately books. Therefore, he told, I will live in my books and you will utilize it. Because this is the knowledge. Without knowledge, we cannot get. Guru means who gives tadvidi pranipatena paripreshena seva upadekyanti jnanam jnaninam tattvadarshina. Guru, we go to get the knowledge of Krishna, knowledge of our constitutional position, knowledge of God, Krishna, and what is our relationship, what is our duty, how to get out from this material entanglement, how to perfect our life. That is knowledge. How to sustain this obnoxious misery. That is knowledge. Transcendental knowledge. To give that transcendental knowledge, Prabhupada did all these sacrifices. All these sacrifices. Purity is the force. He told the purity is important. Without pure, apani achara kali prachara. Purity is most important. And that purity comes by the strength of following spirit. Achutya bala. Krishna says 7:15:45. Achutya bala. This ball strength will come when you follow the instruction of Krishna, very instruction of spiritual master. Because the instruction of spiritual master, it is stated in Adi Lila, very nice verse. Sishyadi. That instruction of spiritual master is active principle. If you do not follow, then we will be useless. You will be lost. It's a very important. Therefore, the instruction or books, they are paramount important for the disciple. Otherwise, simply sentimentally, we should not be. Some of the disciples straightly accepted their beautiful 12th time. Yeah. It's a very nice word. The order of spiritual master is an active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of spiritual master immediately becomes useless. We are trying to be more smarter than disciple, spiritual master, then we cannot. We have to stick to the instruction. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ekaha kuru nandana. Determine, stick to the instruction of spiritual master. The Prabhupada did it, determined like Guru Maharaj. I want to execute the order of my spiritual master. I was never alone because spiritual master is with me. Spiritual master never died. He always lives with divine instruction. I always follow my instruction of my Guru Prabhupada. That is my success. Our success, secret of success is to follow the instruction of spiritual master. That is real love, real gratitude. For our spiritual master. Prabhupada said that how we can repay you? No, we cannot repay. This is nothing. The beautiful verses is that we cannot repay our debt to our spiritual master. We are ever indebted. But if you really wish to pay me, then repay me my debt, indebtedness. Then what you do? You preach this Krishna consciousness. You preach this Krishna consciousness. That is the best service to the Srila Prabhupada. So in order to preach, we have to practice. Means we have to follow the instruction of spiritual master. Wholeheartedly, sincerely, rigidly. So, spiritual, this is about the glories of spiritual master, glories of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, so many contributions is there, particularly Bhagavatam. Previously, it was written in vernacular language or Sanskrit language. He translated, and it was confined to a geographical confinement was there, only available in India. or vernacular language speaking people. But he made it everyone in the world to know what is Bhagavatam, the glories of Supreme Lord, by translating Bhagavatam into English language, which is mostly spoken in the world. That is a great contribution. And most important contribution Prabhupada was that 5 limbs of bhakti. There's a beautiful verse. Rupa Goswami has given 64 limbs of bhakti. Out of 5 is very prominent. There's a beautiful verses. 5 limbs of bhakti. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavata Sarvana Mathura Vasa Srimutira Sadhaya Sevana. So one should associate with devotee, chant holy name of the Lord, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside in Mathura and worship the deity with faith and veneration. So Prabhupada did all the 5 limbs and distributed to everyone. Associate with devotee. Prabhupada made 108 centers. That gives the opportunity. Prabhupada said, why you are making, Prabhupada was asked that why you are making so many centers. He said, gives our centers, gives opportunity for association of devotee, which is very indispensable for our spiritual life. Chant the holy name of the Lord. Prabhupada spread widely, introducing the Sri Sankirtan. Not introducing, is reintroduced. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started Sankirtana movement. Prabhupada spread that Sankirtana movement. Here Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada translated Srimad Bhagavatam in the English language so that it can be accessible to everyone, whole world. Not only that, he set a standard that every morning in every center, Hare Krishna center, there must be a Bhagavatam class. That is one. That is another contribution. Reside at Mathura. Mathura means Dham. Prabhupada made every center is like a Dham. Because Dham is where Krishna is there. Where Krishna is there, Tatra Tishtami Narada Jatra Gayanti Mata Bhakta. Wherever my devotees are there, I am there. My devotee glorify me. So every center we are chanting and glorification of the Lord, worshipping also going on, everything. So every center is like a Dham. Worship the deity with faith and veneration. Deity worship. Prabhupada set a high standard of deity worship. You can go to any of the center, how nicely Krishna is decorated. So all these 5 limbs Prabhupada has nicely distributed to everyone. Give a facility for everyone to associate with 5 limbs. See, there is next verse that we say that these 5 limbs of devotional service are the best of all. Even a slight performance of these 5 awakens love for Krishna. That's why anybody comes to the center, Hare Krishna center, associate with devotee, hear Bhagavatam, see the deities, they awakens love for Krishna. Prabhupada made such a facility, such a system that anybody will come in touch, even for a moment, he is very fortunate because he will awaken the love for Lord. And that is the beginning of his fortune moment. That is the beginning of his clearing the path of material entanglement. That is the beginning of his process of going back to God. That is Srila Prabhupada, the glorious master, who lives, who never die, who live forever in his books. And the follower live with him. On this note, I end these classes. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Tiro Bhava Mahotsav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada transcendental disciple ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai.